Hi all! So a while ago on YouTube, I stumbled down a wormhole of small kitchen appliance reviews. As I was looking to buy an air fryer and perhaps maybe a pressure cooker, that's when I stumbled across one of the worst YouTube chefs of all time. His name is Jack Scalfani, as I like to call him. Jack Salmonella Scalfani. I watch video after video of him butcher, sometimes quite literally, recipes. Imagine driving slowly past a multi-car pileup on the interstate. That's my face as I watched him teach the internet how to make partially cooked meals of varying types and taking awful and unneeded shortcuts to recipes that are already quick to prepare. The absolute horror of Jack's lazy man chefing, air quote, techniques to my boyfriend Tom. And now, since we can't unsee it, we are opening your eyes to it as well. I'm Michelle, and I welcome you to join us for this horrific journey, better known as Pink Chicken and the Lazy Man. Welcome back to Pink Chicken and the Lazy Man.
Pink Chicken and the Lazy Man. That's right, folks. Welcome back to another pre-recorded podcast episode of Pink Chicken and the Lazy Man. Pink Chicken and I got to do a thing for our live stream this Saturday, so we're going to leave you with a podcast. This is actually a remedial podcast. We have actually recorded this in production once before, but because we were trying out a new recording method, we fucked it up. We had wireless microphones to a wireless transmitter to a wireless receiver plugged into a laptop behind a wall of electronics, and we got interference.
Yeah. So this is take 2 of that.
This episode will be exactly that, except this episode will have 90% less of 90s modem dial-up handshake noises. Oh,
I could make them, and we could remake it, but funnier. But I don't think that would impress any of our audience.
For those of you out there playing the home game in the Discord, or if that's what Pink Chicken's orgasms sound like.
No.
Anyway.
No.
What we are doing here, why don't we tell the people what we are doing here?
All right, so we're continuing on with season 5 of Pink Chicken and the Lazy Man physical podcast. Not the live stream, not the weekly live stream that you guys all love to tune in for, and
the Boys Club.
Woo!
Woo!
That we
Never
all
get that right.
love to tune into to shit on the weekly episodes of Cooking with Jack and Jack on the Go. It's not that.
Right.
This is our original podcast.
You normally know us for our Saturday 2 p.m. extemporaneous madness and mirth. This is our premeditated murder of Jack. That's what this is.
Yeah, just audio only format.
Malice aforethought.
Going back to our roots.
Right. No pants.
Yeah, no pants, that we can find.
Right.
Or that you can see. But yeah, so we've been doing this season 5 now for
7 seasons.
It feels that long. We started out when Jack started out.
We started out before Andor season 1, and I think we all know how that turned out.
Well, we started
Rest
out
in power, Luthen.
This season when we were in, I think, Raleigh. We lived in that part of the state, and we've moved
2 cities. That was 2 cities ago.
It was 2 cities ago.
2 cities and 1 kitty.
So yes, here's the thing. We both have full-time jobs. We both work.
We both have side hustles on top of our full-time jobs.
And
not including this, which we consider to be a labor of love. This isn't really a side hustle, even though we've made $5, if not $10 from you good people. Remember, PCTLMstore.com. Shop for your dick pot merchandise.
But yeah, so
speaking of dick pots,
we are busy. We are busy.
Right.
We try
but we
to
still love
busy.
you. Mommy and Daddy are going to be very busy, but we still love you.
Yes, we still love you very much. Here's a key.
Right.
Let yourself in, have some ramen,
right. Twice
watch
a weekend,
the Cosby Show.
2 weekends a month is going to be fantastic.
Yes.
Time's going to fly.
Speaking of which, all right, so...
Wait, what?
Speaking of which...
Okay.
Getting back to the podcast here.
Yes.
What the original thought was for this season was, because going back in that point in time, this was pre-really bad stroke, early 2023, I think that was.
Yes.
Jack decided to take a whole month. It was June, not July, because July made sense. Or May would have made sense.
Julia in June
was the month. And it was after the Julia series had aired and all of the stuff had happened, because that all happened in May.
What happened was...
so he wanted to do his month in June.
Yes.
But the alliteration feels better if you say Julia in July. which he didn't do. So
Right.
either month would have been better than Julia and June, which is what he did. However, be that as it may, we wanted to cover all of these episodes because we knew he'd fuck up every single one, which he did except for like one of them.
The saving grace is he actually got in trouble by using an unauthorized photo of Julia Child for his Julia and June YouTube thumbnails. He actually got in trouble with her estate and or PBS and or WGBH Boston.
He got one of his videos taken down by WBGH Boston. That was a highlight for us all when that happened.
Greater Boston and Hartford.
We were gonna do...
So PBS, Big Bird. He pissed off Big Bird. That's how much of a fuck-up he is.
What we were going to do was half of the month was going to be Julia and June, and then he planned that he was going to do another month, I think was going to be Dealer's Choice.
It was going to be, he bought a series of cookbooks from famous TV chefs.
Right, that's what it was. And it was going to be...
Guy Fieri.
Gordon Ramsay.
Right.
And then I think it was Rachel Ray was the other one.
Right.
And he put it up as a vote.
The three fathers of modern TV cooking.
Right. And
Gordon,
I forget
Guy,
who won.
And Rachel.
It was so long ago. I don't think it was Rachel. It was either Guy or I think it was Gordon, probably.
I bet she's got the biggest sausage. Anyway.
I think it was Gordon.
Yes.
But that never ended up happening.
Yeah.
And then we got Come for Dudes Month.
Right. You see, Jack is an idiot sandwich.
That's kind of the backstory of how this season was going to go, but then there was detours, shortcuts, horrifying things that happened in between, and then moving.
Both to us and him and...
Everything.
The whole thing. Everything fell the fucking apart.
Yeah, so
here we are in the rubble.
Trying to get it back on track here.
Right.
And, so we're almost at the end of this.
Trying to recapture the magic. We're using the last of the credit cards, buying a weekend in Vegas,
Yeah, going out with a bang. But
trying to fit in clothes we don't fit in anymore.
I think once we get to the end of the Julia episodes, we're going to end the season and we're going to regroup and start fresh.
Yes.
And start current year.
Kick off season 6.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's the plan.
Right. The magic of season 6. Star Trek: The Next Generation. Best season 6.
There you
Everybody
go.
knows.
There you go. Kicking it off with a bang.
Right.
All right. So
Finally got Worf's costume right. Riker finally found his personality other than Horn Dog. Picard got laid 3 times.
So you're saying you're going to get laid, I'm going to wear the costumes, and you're going to...
Something like, I don't know.
I don't know. Okay. Anyway.
Just remember, when we go in the bedroom, I want you to say, "Welcome to Ryza, Commander."
I don't get the
She
reference.
will never get that reference.
I don't get the reference.
Very few people will get that
I wonder
reference.
how much of this is going to get cut out on the cutting
I'm
room
leaving
floor.
all this in.
Oh my god. All right. Anyway.
What the kids like to call banter. Anywho,
so this episode is Julia and June. This is the Julia and June French onion soup episode, which again we're recording for the second time.
Right.
But this one is really
for the first time, for the last time.
This is really funny because we watched 2 videos. We watched obviously the original Julia black and white where she cooks the French onion soup on her show.
That was originally broadcast on public access television, WGBH.
Right.
Well, public television, not public access, but...
Right. And then we watched a more modern take on it from a YouTube chef.
Right.
Who did it way better than Jack did.
Right.
And I don't know what the hell happened here. He had it. He had it up until like the last, I want to say like 3 minutes.
Yeah, this one is not so much... Jack is like an entire... If you were born in the 80s, kids, you're used to what will be called a video library. In every little town, there was a mom-and-pop video VHS tape rental place. Not your Blockbuster, not your 48 Hours, not your Suncoast, but every little grocery store, every convenience store, every drugstore that never seemed to be looking at the porno mags when your mom was there and you came in the back and saw in the corner of the store, you could stand there and look at that much hustlers. Nope. Anyway, sure. It wasn't even like a full store. It was like a couple of racks of videos.
I bet there were plenty of racks there, you know what I mean?
That's why you gotta go through the squeaky doors in the back to get to the good section.
Yep,
But, so if you take the Cooking with Jack show, the Cooking with Jack YouTube channel, of which there are, 15,000 episodes? Like, 1,500 episodes?
Yeah,
there's a
like
lot.
That. Yeah, there's a lot.
His episodes fall into pure slapstick comedy. Then there's like the fish out of water, like, ooh, the magic special alien boy is going to a Zaxby's for the first time. However will the manager treat him? Then you have the Cronenberg episodes, the pure body horror where Jack molests a chicken with heat and the wrong amount of seasoning. Then you have this episode, the Julia Child French onion soup episode, which is, it's kind of like Chariots of Fire in reverse. It's where you're like really hoping he pulls it off just once. You want to see the guy make it, and he fucks up. Yeah. Shits on the floor.
He was really, really close. Like, he really was.
Yeah, and then it just takes a turn. It takes
a turn. And if he just stopped at one point in time, it would have been okay.
Right.
And he just...
It's that coming-of-age movie where the high school nerd, through some type of happenstance, ends up dating the pretty girl, gets the cheerleader to go out through some ruse or whatever, and they get to the end and they realize they actually kind of like each other for people, as people, like as actual, individuals rather than their stations in life, and a kind of a coming-of-age budding romance. And just as they go in for a kiss, the guy throws up on her. I mean, not near her. I mean, vomit from his mouth hits
into her
chest.
mouth.
Right.
Literally down her throat.
No, well, that's a little disgusting. This isn't Germany, for fuck's sake. I mean, hits the bottom of her chin, fills up her prom dress cleavage. Right. Yeah, exactly.
No, it has to go in her mouth a little bit.
Unterboob puke. You can't get away from the German. Anywho, that's what this video is. It's 12 minutes long. For one of his series where he actually tries to fuck with the YouTube algorithm, it has a very low view count.
Yeah, no, it's shockingly low. I'm thinking because there's no protein in it.
Also, he also didn't fuck it up that bad.
He didn't fuck it up that bad, but there's also not a protein he fucked up.
Right.
Like, if he molested a chicken, like you said earlier, the Cronenberg or whatever.
Right. The dry rub. The brown the dry rub. The wet rub.
Yeah, if there was something
the dry brine. The white brine.
Yeah, if there was something like that in there, maybe it would have been a little bit higher, but there's just no interest, and there's a lot of YouTube chefs that are already on here doing this better.
He didn't get the horror kicker. He didn't get the revolting, disgusting kicker in this one.
No, it's onions. How bad can you fuck them up? Now he put the word
Julia Child in it, so he's going to be up over 5,000 views. And French onion soup. Everybody always looking for a good French onion soup recipe. We've watched several.
But there's many other people out here that are doing it better already.
Right.
And you could go and watch hers.
That's not why you're going for Jack.
You could go and watch hers.
Right.
It's out here.
Right.
So, with that...
8,400 views, came in 3 years ago. Julia in June. He got in trouble with Big Bird. I think we prepped them as much as we can. Synchronize your YouTubulators, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! That's not that bit. But anyway.
Oh, shit.
Okay. So
I'm excited.
We're hitting play. We are. We're in our new studio, which is basically our old couch, but we got a new recorder, so we can sit comfortably. Our pants are off. Here we go.
Jack is in his old studio, by the way.
He is.
Yes. This is the old kitchen.
We're hitting play in 5, 4, 3, 2. All right. We are in the Cooking with Jack show. He's ducking as the words are flying in at him. A little graphic design.
This is when he was pretend stirring nothing in the pot.
Yes.
Remember? Yeah.
All right, here he is. We are 22 seconds into the video. Jack is standing in front of us. A new man. He's all happy. He's all rejuvenated. He
actually has pep in his step. I mean, even if you listen to this, we have it muted right now, but if you listen to the way he's talking, the energy he has. Compared to now.
3 short years later.
He's very sloth-like.
Feels like decades.
In comparison.
Yes.
So what we have in front of us here is pretty simple, actually.
The set. This is the old Tennessee house, so this is what we refer to as the set. It's not the Sam's Hung studio.
This is very simple ingredients. We got some kind of, I guess it's either white wine or vermouth. Or is it vermouth? Vermouth.
I call it Vermont. We'll move on.
He's got some kind of broth cartons. I can't tell what they are.
He's got the Rachel Ray oil penis.
The fucking butter container that I hate.
Yes, the oversized butter dish that
you could fit
draws your ire.
5 pounds of butter in it.
Right, but it only fits one.
Right. There's 4 that I can see onions. They
Yes.
look like Vidalia onions
They
or
do.
white
Little
onions.
soft white onion.
Yeah. 3 tiny bowls of something that
Cocaine.
I can't tell what they are. They
One is
look,
probably cornstarch, one is probably salt, one is probably sugar.
because they're just white, so you can't really tell what the hell they are.
Right.
Okay.
And he's got his little container of beef stock. When you actually watch the Julia Childs episode that inspired this, what she basically spends most of the episode telling you is, it's okay if you use bouillon, it's okay if you use cubes, it's okay if you buy your stock in a can, buy your stock in a cardboard, doesn't matter. Beef stock is beef stock. It's not that hard. But if you went through the extra effort of actually roasting your own beef bones and marrow and making a stock with a satchel of herbs, your guests will appreciate it. There is a taste difference.
And the guy that we watched, we didn't watch Julia do it, but we watched a guy that cooked through her cookbook, and he went through the effort. It was a lot of work, but he did a really great job. But it was very labor intensive. It took him like probably 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours to make this soup from
Right.
start to finish, including the broth.
His channel is called The Anti-Chef, and he actually made this recipe twice.
Yes.
The first time, so he kind of had the idea of the, if you remember the Amy Adams movie, Julia and Jules.
No, it was Jewel. Crap. What was it
Whatever,
called?
that one.
Yeah.
Where basically the out of luck author basically finds Julia Child's cookbooks and decides to make a blog. Remember when blogs were a thing, kids? Weren't the 90s fun? And she would make 1 recipe a day for a year out of Julia Child's cookbook. That's what this guy, the anti-chef, did with his...
Oh, it was Julie and Julia.
Julie and Julia.
Julia, that's what it
right.
was,
That's
yes.
what it was. We'll edit this later.
Okay.
Maybe. Not a lot of time this week. Anywho, the anti-chef made this recipe twice. Once about 2 years ago when he was just starting out learning how to cook, and then he made it a second time because by now his knife skills had improved. 2 years of knife skills of cooking every day on a YouTube cooking show, Quelle Surprise, makes you a better chef. He knew how to roast bones for stock. He knew about making an herb bouquet, a little satchel in cheesecloth to flavor the stock. He knew how to make stock. He knew his mise en place. He had the whole thing going on.
Yeah.
This is Jack,
Also
18 years into a cooking career on YouTube, still don't know dick.
Also, the internet kind of bullied him from what he said, because he did use the bouillon cubes, and they're like, no, why'd you do that? But like Julia said, use what you have, and she really meant that. But she also said, hey, if you have the time, take the time.
Right.
And he wanted to take the time, he just didn't have it at the time.
Which has absolutely nothing to do with the video we're watching now, except to say that Julia Childs is such an exceptional chef, so approachable, that she almost made Jack make a good pot of soup here. Of all the soups we watched, we just watched the fucking chili abomination, we watched the meat chili.
Yeah.
You could see, when Jack is left to his own devices in the kitchen, you can tell how bad of a fucking cook he is. When he's following one of the best recipe writers and chefs on the planet history.
He almost made 2 good recipes.
Almost worked, right. But then, of course, Jackie Boy has to have his own ideas. So then, of course, the eyes start nodding off a little bit. The head starts tilting a little bit. The hands get a little slack on the wheel. And the car starts leaving the roadway.
Yes.
So here we are. So he's talking about his ingredients. He's talking about... Oh, he's paying special attention to the alcohol. Because Jack still likes to pretend that he's a teetotaler.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's, if you cook it, all you do is apply heat and it cooks right out, guys. Yeah, it's fine.
It's hard to see here, but in the back there, he has a tiny little bottle, what I like to call an ass flask, because it's supposed to fit in your back pocket, of fine cognac,
I did not see that. That
a little VSOP.
It blended into his gut.
Right.
Yeah.
For some reason, there's only a mouthful left in it. It's almost like he found it in the Arby's dumpster.
Or he drank all of it before
Or he traded a hobo
camera.
mouth favors for it.
Yeah.
Anywho, so now he's pointing out his cheese.
Oh, that wasn't on camera before. So I don't know if he got that out. All right, so he's got his rock pan on the stove. He's about to check the flame.
The rock pan.
If he just left everything in this pan, I'm kind of spoilering it here a little bit. If he just left everything in this pan, he'd be fine.
You could use it. It is a saucepan, but I'm sure you could use it as a tureen. At time index 2 minutes and 20 seconds, he does an onion booger because he's trying to. Jack has no idea what cooking temperatures are.
No, it's the highest temperature all the time.
Right. What Jack thinks is medium is high. What Jack thinks is high is conflagration. What Jack thinks is low is medium high.
Also, what he doesn't understand is there's a little, like, spout in the lid, which you're supposed to turn to the back.
Yes,
of
to vent the steam.
Right, you want to turn that not towards your face to get a facial. Right. He has it facing his face.
Right, he's got an onion facial here.
Right.
Which is my Tinder profile name today, onion facial.
Onion facial, yes.
Stinky.
Yeah. I mean,
taking care of myself.
So he's,
the secret to French onion soup is you have to cook the onions low and slow.
Right.
Yeah, it's like 40 minutes. You got to start off with the sliced onions, you do them in the oil, you fry them up a little bit, then you add a little sugar, you add a little salt, and you caramelize, as Gordon Ramsay says. You have to caramelize your onions for like 40, 45 minutes. Stirring every 2 minutes. Yeah, they're a pain in the ass.
You have to, like, babysit them really a lot. Because you don't want them to burn, which I think he has the heat a little too high, because I'm starting to see them brown a little bit at the bottom. I mean,
the difference between traditional French cooking and traditional Italian cooking is French cooking is don't care about the ingredients, it's all about the technique. Italian cooking is source the best ingredients you can, get your wheel of cheese from a cave from a guy outside of Naples, because you know a guy, and make it very simply as fast as you possibly fucking can. Dump a little pasta water, grate cheese, done. With this, you gotta brown the onions for 45 minutes. Then you gotta add a little flour. Then you gotta add a little wine. Then you gotta do it for another low and slow for another 40 minutes. And that we haven't even gotten to the stock yet.
So I'm noticing some of the onions are not cut like uniformly. Like some of them are a little bit thicker than the others. Right. Which checks out for him. He's not very good with his knife skills. Right. However,
he does have certain disabilities.
However, but be that as it may, they are cut better than the last attempt that he tried to make at the French onion soup.
Oh, yes.
Now, if you've been paying attention to some of the other trolls besides Pink Chicken and the Lazy Man that pick on Jack on YouTube.
Who we all love, but we're better.
There's Chef Brian Sao.
Yes.
I think that's how you pronounce it. His last name, I mean.
Right.
Him and he has another French chef that he pulls on.
Yeah, he has a French guy who he calls Frenchie.
Yeah, Frenchie. They picked up...
Now, those are New York City chefs. They are production line chefs. They cook every goddamn day. Brian Sao has a sandwich shop in Koreatown. Frenchie works all over.
They picked apart his first French onion recipe, which was
from the California Green Kitchen.
Right, and he did not cut the onions this thin. So he improved his technique from there.
Right. When you see this video and you see, you're like, wait a minute. The gas stove is up a little high, but the onions are cut well. Right. He's using the ingredients.
Relatively
he remembered to, all the ingredients are being added in order. He added his sugar before his salt. It's not looking too bad. We are at time index 5 minutes, and we are at 5 minutes and 8 seconds. It is not looking bad, folks.
He's doing a lot better than he did in the Green California Kitchen when he attempted this the first time. Right. And if you watch the Chef Brian Sao video, I encourage you to go watch it and listen to his critique. It's informative. But he's watching that first video. I don't think I haven't watched in a while his channel, but I don't think he's watched this video.
No. I think this video came out after that.
Yeah, I think this came out after that too. And I think Jack's improved his form. However, this recipe that he's following, I don't know where Jack got that first recipe from, is much more forgiving than the first recipe that he used. I think this is just a very, very forgiving recipe.
Well, I think this is Julia Child's actual recipe. I think he actually bought the Julia Child How to Master French Cooking book.
Oh yeah, he did, but I don't know that he read it. I can't imagine him reading. This is Jack we're talking about. He doesn't read.
We're about 5 minutes and 17 seconds into the video. Jack has added his beef stock. Pretty standard issue beef stock, nothing particularly to complain about.
But right before that, I think we missed, he did sprinkle in his flour. Yes. So it's, pouring in the liquid and everything is going to bind it up a little bit.
He properly caramelized the onions. He added the right amount of the right type of flour. It's looking good. He's added the beef stock. Yeah. He's now dumping in a little vermouth, which is actually vermouth, not some, cheap hooch he decided to substitute. Well, where he got vermouth from, nobody knows. Traded a hobo behind the Arby's dumpster some oral favors for, fancy liquor. Speaking of fancy liquor. Yes, exactly.
it's looking really good at this point.
Right.
It looks really, really good.
We are shocked at this point. We are actually a little sad because we're like, fuck, are we not going to be able to make fun of him? Wait.
So I think at this point, does he give it a taste?
No, he's now talking about making his croûtes.
Okay.
His giant croutons. Now, we watched Julia Child and we watched Anti-Chef, and they both chose a very dry, small French baguette. A very fresh, very crisp, very crusty French baguette. Jack has Italian bread here. That's a loaf of Italian bread. So his slices are bigger, his slices are thicker, but again...
They also look more hydrated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not as crusty, not as dried out, not what you're going to want to be, because you don't want the bread that you're using as your croûte to float on top of your French onion soup. You don't want it to turn into Play-Doh.
Right.
You don't want it to turn dough and pasty. You want it to have a nice crunch and crisp, be a nice counterpoint to the not Jack. So we're going off the rails a little bit with the cars. You know, we dipped a little off the road. We hit the gravel. Everybody woke up in the back. You know, whoa, what the hell was that? Was that a deer? I don't know. But Dad's still keeping it on the road, even though Dad just
needs a coffee. We will stop at the next exit.
We've been on the road for 8. Yeah, we left Pittsburgh about 9 o'clock in the morning. It's about 8 o'clock at night. Dad's still on the road. He said he can get us to Orlando in one sitting, so...
We'll stop at the Buc-ee's.
We'll
load them up.
We're somewhere in Georgia right now. Yeah, exactly.
It's fine.
Got a little coffee, got a little cold. We got to get back on the road here. So Jack is... Now, this is amazing. I don't know if you know Jack's history with tasting his own food and to see what the level of seasoning is. At 6 minutes and 48 seconds, Jack takes a regular soup tablespoon, dips it very lightly in the top of the broth that's simmering. He's now turned down the stove, so the broth is lightly simmering, and he takes a little slurp. He actually is tasting something the way a real chef would. We are stunned. We are pantsless and stunned here. He gets a little slurp. Now, granted, you know, he does have some motor skills, so some of the slurp ended back up in the soup. Probably don't want to serve that to other people. Don't worry, he won't. No one eats his cooking. But again, is it a high simmer? Yes.
He adds a little salt. He adds a little peppy pep.
He's seasoning to taste. Now, of course, he has neurological issues, so his taste is more than any human should be able to stand.
He probably put too much of each thing in there.
See our monster wings and gravy episode to see exactly how much sodium that one human being can take. Now, here comes another pleasant surprise. Time index, 7 minutes and 28 seconds, following the original Julia Child's cookbook, who reminds you that if you want to get a little bit more pungent oniony taste, a little bit more earthy taste to your French onion soup, you know what you do? You get a cheese grater, you get a half an onion, you grate up a little fresh onion, and you put that on top of the caramelized onion. You have a layered flavor of onion.
Right at the end. Right towards the end you do that.
Exactly the way the best pizziolas add a little bit of uncooked tomato sauce to their cooked pizza sauce.
Also towards the end, that's when you add your little bit of cognac.
Yes. He added his hobo cognac.
And mix that in,
Right, that he traded for Oral Favors behind the Arby's dumpster. He's now stirring that all in, and it is 7 minutes and 48 seconds of a 12-minute and 15-second video, and our jaws are on the floor. Jack looks like he's actually going to successfully complete a chef's recipe.
However, this is a 13-minute video.
Right.
So...
This is where the turn happens.
No, she did say you could add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce.
This is where the pinky meets the stinky.
Yeah.
Here comes a rather unpleasant surprise.
This is why I don't understand. I don't understand this step. I don't know where he got this from.
No.
Because we watched that Anti-Chef. We watched Julia. Nobody did this. Where the fuck did he get this from?
I think he did this the first time he did this.
No, I don't think he did. I think he put it in a Dutch oven.
Not the hobo commode that his mother gave him, the bent as shit stainless steel pot?
No.
We call the hobo commode?
No, it was like the red one.
I thought that's where he started it out, but I don't remember him finishing it that way. What he has now is your standard glass baking dish. This is what the kids call a 9x13.
Casserole dish. It's like what he made Aunt Myrna's party salad.
Yes, I believe this is in fact the glass casserole dish from his most infamous of dishes, the Aunt Myrna's party cheese salad.
Yeah.
So that's what he's doing here. And so what you're saying is this could be the possessed spirit of Aunt Myrna fucking with his recipe? Seeing he was actually going to be a good chef and be like, fuck you.
But I think she's still alive.
It's okay.
I think she's still alive.
We've seen Jack made people die and come back. It's okay.
Let's just lay the picture out here. So
yeah,
the 9x13.
You people at home, unless you're watching along on YouTube, as we recommend you do when you listen to this podcast.
Unless you can't, like you're driving or something like that.
Well, even still, cops are very forgiving these days. It's a hard time.
It's a 9x13 dish. He has
glass baking dish
alongside. Like this is the old Tennessee kitchen.
Right.
So he has his rock, largest
saucepan
pan that he has, which is kind of, I guess, like a 9-quart saucepan, or
I put it as 7-quart, but yeah.
Okay, 7-quart, whatever. Like a
9 metric quarts.
And then alongside of that is the 9x13 casserole, Aunt Myrna party salad casserole dish
that he has ladled in. I would say less than an inch. Yeah, it's not even halfway though. So he just has like a little puddle of soup in the bottom of a glass baking dish, and you're like, okay, well, I guess he's gonna. Well, now I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna put the croûtes in. He's toasted his little bread points. He's made his toast points. Now he's going to put them in. He's going to put the bread in, and I imagine then he will add the shredded Gruyere or Parmesan and Swiss combination that Julia Childs recommends. Then maybe a poached egg, because Julia Childs recommended that shit. Right. Then he'll put more cheese. Then he'll fill the soup the rest of the way. Maybe he's even going to make that little egg and Worcestershire and cornstarch mixture that she made to thicken the. None of that happens.
No.
This is it, folks.
There's not enough room for that. This is not the way to do it.
So what he is doing now, however, rather than what we just suggested, is he threw the soup with the onions in the lower half of the baking dish, and then he just took a random handful of pre-shredded Swiss cheese that you get out of a bag that most chefs tell you don't use because it's got desiccant. It will fucking dry out. It's not going to give you the result you hope for.
Yeah, you're not going to get the string.
He's stirring that in. So now, kind of like when he makes his fucking tomato sauce and he puts ricotta in the sauce.
Yeah.
That's what he did with the Swiss cheese into the soup.
The bread is hardly toasted. It still looks like it's
doughy,
moist.
Yes.
Yeah, doughy.
Again, it's an Italian loaf, not a true French baguette. French baguette is very crunchy. This is soft, so this is going to turn into fucking clay.
So now he's putting cheese on top of
and by the way, the less dried out the bread is, the more absorbent it's going to be.
Guess what happens next?
So like a stuck toilet, those pieces of bread are going to suck up all that brown water.
Oh, God.
You're welcome.
Oh, my God.
I hate me too.
So he puts a metric fuck ton of Swiss on the top.
Right. Now he realizes he has a lot of cheese left over, and Jackie wants that in his belly. So he's got 8 pieces of bread. Now, Julia Child will tell you, if you're going to brown cheese, if you're going to gratiner, as they say, drizzle. And by that, open the bottle of oil, put your thumb over it, and let a few drips hit the top of the cheese. Yeah. Nope, Jack pulls out the Rachel Ray oil penis and starts dumping it on there like fucking John Holmes. Yeah. Right. Just fucking wads of oil just laying all over the top of the thing. So now he's got the oven open, and if you notice, he's got the little rods, the little things the protectors.
Did he mention how long he left that in there for, or what the temperature was?
No.
Oh, here comes the best part. Okay, so
10 minutes and 15 seconds into the video.
Yes.
He pulls it out. It looks like pizza. There's like... you know what that looks like? That looks like eggplant parmesan.
Reverse French onion pizza.
If you've ever made eggplant parmesan in a casserole dish, where you basically have the slices of eggplant and you put the slices of provolone and the tomato sauce on top of that,
if you
that's what this looks like.
If you flipped it up, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, because if you pretended like the bread was like
eggplant
cheese,
right? Eggplant with a slice of cheese on top of it. You're making an eggplant parmesan. So you breaded the eggplant. Which is a pain in the ass because you got to get the dinner plates. You got to put the fucking heavy thing on there. Lots of salt on the eggplant to draw the bitterness out of the eggplant. For Italian, I know how this works. Every old Italian granny complains about it. Pull the fucking bitter water out of the eggplant. But that's what this looks like. It looks like eggplant parmesan. How do you make... This is how bad we are. We went from 7 minutes and 15 seconds. We're like, you know what? I think everything is going to be okay. He's actually going to pull this out. Nope. Basically, The kids fell asleep in the car. The mom fell asleep in the car.
And now
he
we're
got
to
maybe,
the tree.
Yeah, he got maybe to the Georgia-Florida border.
And the car's on fire.
Right, and we are... No, we're in Florida, so there's no cliffs here or whatever. There's the Everglades.
Oh, the alligators.
So he has left the roadway, but because Florida is a flat sandbar, he's been driving in the Everglades for like 4 or 5 minutes until the wheels sink in. So basically what you're about to see now is the moment, right, where the car jerks to a stop, everybody wakes up, and there's a fucking 35-foot anaconda sitting on the hood of the station wagon. And everybody's like, what the fuck? That's where we're at now, because at 10 minutes and 15 seconds, he pulls it out of the oven, doesn't take it off the rack, just pulls the rack out of the oven, and out comes...
I have a thought.
Oh, dear.
Do you ever hear of chicken a la king, and how it's basically like a piece of like toast with shit poured on the top of
Yes.
it? Maybe this is like French onion chicken a la king when he serves it.
That's a thought.
It's probably very flavorful bread, like it tastes like French onion bread, but it's not soup.
Oh, no, there's if you see
It's not soup.
Right. He's not done with the oven yet here, folks. It's we're at 10 minutes and 15 seconds. We got another 2 minutes.
Yes.
He only takes about 20 seconds at the end of the video to try a little piece of this. 10 minutes and 15 seconds. It literally looks like a casserole of soup. He made soup casserole. Somehow.
Get you a slice of soup.
Somehow he took one of the world's most famous chef's recipes that has been done on television every year for 50 years. There's videos, there's YouTube channels dedicated to this woman's cooking. There's Jacques Pepin. Yeah, exactly. They were up until recently both alive.
Yeah.
You could watch them make this and be like, oh, look, we're making the French soup like we used to make in the old days, Jacques.
Yeah.
They'd be like, Julia, yes, and then we would make the crêpes Suzette for my daughter. Anyway, there's no way he couldn't have seen this done. And there's no way, if he had an ounce of sense left in his stroke-addled mind, there's no way he could know he's not fucking it up at this point. He is looking at soup casserole. He is looking at soup zanya. He has made soup zanya at 10 minutes and 15 seconds. And now, if you think the horror show is over, fuck no, because what does he have? He's got the sawdust cheese.
We got 3 minutes left.
So he's breaking out the tub. Now again, could he have taken a little Parmesan cheese and grated it? He should have, because that's what every chef shows you doing. They take the block of hard cheese and they grate it very finely over the top. Just a little finishing thing. Nope, not fucking Jack.
Yeah, like half a wheel of Parmigiano Reggiano, yeah.
Right, little wedge in a wheel, if you would. Yep. Right, grating it. Nope, not fucking Jack. Jack gets the fucking...
the tub. Put the fucking tub of shit.
Of supermarket grade Kraft Parmesan sawdust cheese. Now, for those of you kids who are listening to us for the first time, the reason we call it sawdust cheese is because they add cellulose pulp as a cheap filler to the grated Parmesan cheese. The cellulose powder is basically fucking sawdust. That's what you get when you get cheap Parmesan cheese, because fuck it, I guess it kind of looks that way. Jack knows none of this.
He uses the whole fucking tub of it too.
This is the Mount Fuji method of Jack seasoning something. And it's dumping in the oven, and it's hitting the oven.
Tammy's gonna clean it. She'll get it. It's fine.
There's no possible way she thought she's going to be cleaning a baking dish that is now coated in 3 different types of cheese, baked into a nice ceramic coating on that.
He didn't even put like a tray underneath it or anything. No, fuck it. Okay.
We are now at...
get the timestamp.
Time index, 10 minutes and 52 seconds, and he has made soup zanya.
It is burnt to fuck.
It's toasted.
It's not...
He
boiled off all of the liquid.
Yeah, there's no liquid left here at all.
No.
There is just moist onion. This is
Are there even onions? I can't see any.
Again, calling it soup zanya basically makes it sound more wet than this is.
Yeah.
This clearly looks like cake. This looks like... We just watched the Always Sunny episode last night where Frank goes into a coma and he turns himself into a cake. That's this episode. Jack has turned soup into a cake.
Yeah.
Right. This is French onion cake. But Jack... God bless his heart. He thinks he's nailed it. He's like, this looks awesome, guys. I'm going to try this out right now. If you see, he has a bowl in front of him.
A bowl. Which is funny.
A soup bowl.
And a soup spoon.
Now, the fun part is,
remember, not a fork and a knife, which is what he really should have.
Because you're expecting he's got a soup bowl that you're going to see some soup in the bowl. But I tell you, this is the fourth or fifth time we've watched this video. You cannot see a drop of liquid. There's not a drop of liquid in that bowl. There's not a drop of liquid left in the pan. It went from being soup lasagna to soup cake. He has made soup cake. Or like
a loaf.
Right. And of course,
he calls it a home run recipe. Now, here's my thought. Like, it would have been more enjoyable to me, at least. I don't know about anyone else.
Right.
As a soup. But I'm sure the bread is very flavorful. I mean, I don't know about the cheese part of it, because the cheese looked pretty bad.
But it's a little crusty.
I'm sure because the bread absorbed all of the liquid, like the broth and everything that was in that was cooked in the onions. I bet that bread is very flavorful.
Oh yeah.
So I'm sure when he tasted it, it probably tasted good, which is probably why he put that stupid home run recipe tag up.
Yeah, but I have a little bit different take on his reaction here. If you see at 11 minutes and 6 seconds, he's looking down the barrel of the camera.
Okay.
His eyebrows are arched, and he's yelling. Even though he's trying to convince himself that this all went like gangbusters, if you remember I forget what dessert he made, but Tammy was yelling at him. You could tell that him and Tammy had a fight just before he hit the camera. And he's like, this cake is so good. That's his reaction to this soup. I think when he went to get the soup and he couldn't, I think he tried first of all, he took a spatula. You could see the spatula on the table.
Yeah.
So how many people serve soup with a spatula?
Me. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. You can see his bowl is empty because there's no liquid left. There's not a scrap of liquid left.
Well, the way that he doesn't show you the bowl, he doesn't film the top of the bowl.
Right. He doesn't. Right. He doesn't do that thing where Jack. You know when Jack makes a chili, even if it comes out horrible, even if he has made a ninja foodie full of horrors, but Jack loves that longing shot. Yeah. That languid shot of turning the fucking
like
brown
the
cesspool, right? Turning the cauldron over, showing you all the layers of liquid and the aromas of the steam coming off of it. Not here, because he made a slice of it. He said, if you see the pan sitting on the table, if you notice, in the edge of the pan closest to us on the right, you will see the slice of soup lasagna he is serving. You see it?
Yeah,
I'm pausing it.
It's missing. I see it.
You see the slice he took?
Yeah.
He cut himself a piece of soup cake. I don't know how he did it. But like we told you at the beginning of this podcast, he went fucking wrong. This is how bad he went.
Really, the video should have ended at like what did we say? 7 minutes and 15 seconds?
Yeah, when he pulled it out of the oven, just been like, yep, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
Nope. I think Jack realizes as he goes on with this exactly how much he fucked up. If you see him talking at 12 minutes and 30 seconds here, he is angry. This is not Jack. You know Jack gets like a fucking toddler in a candy store. When Jack gets something he likes.
What is that timestamp?
12 minutes and 44 seconds.
It's something on a spoon, but it looked like bread.
Right. You could see the slice of soup lasagna that he has taken out of that thing. And he is not happy at all about this. Look at his face. Look at him.
Well, he's giggling because he ate all the cheese.
Right. He's always happy to get something in his gullet, but if you see, he is silently shaking his head back and forth like, I can't believe I fucked this up. I can't believe. He's trying to convince the audience by way of convincing himself. He's got a big fucking, this is time index 12 minutes and 18 seconds. He's got a big blob of soup lasagna on his spoon. And if you pause at 12 minutes and 19 seconds, he's got the tongue out, a little lick it up action.
Yeah.
DeCola right mouth. It's not spilling.
No, it's not.
It's not dripping. There's no liquid left.
You could almost sell me if he was like, I watched the videos of Julia Child make French onion soup, but we're going to do a different take on it today.
Also, notice how long he's chewing. He starts chewing at 12 minutes and 20 seconds. It's still in his mouth. He's talking at 12 minutes and 34 seconds. And then if you see at like 12:35, he's still chewing on that cheese.
If he did something like where he said, we're going to do a different take on it.
We're going to turn it into pizza?
No, we're going to turn it into, I don't know.
If this were some kind of demented Alton Brown
sandwich.
Food Network game show where they're like, okay, on this episode of Cutthroat Kitchen, we're going to have you have a soup and sandwich. Oh, we don't mean you're going to make soup and a sandwich. We mean you're going to make soup into a sandwich.
Or soup out of a sandwich or something.
Right, exactly. Soup in a sandwich, sandwich in soup. Boys becoming men, men becoming wolves.
I'm trying to think of how, almost making like a deconstructed grilled cheese sandwich. But like, you would put instead of doing what he did, you would put a slice of Swiss cheese on the top, have the bread absorb.
You would make a cheese soup and a tomato sandwich. Because typically a grilled cheese is served with tomato soup. Yeah, but you're talking about opposites. Yeah, but like... Sadie Hawkins recipe.
No, but do that with the French onion soup, but with the grilled cheese. Like with the piece of Swiss cheese and the Parmesan.
Yeah, I think we've seen something like that.
I don't know.
But anywho, here we are. We're at 12 minutes and 49 seconds. He's babbling on and on about how he loves you. The last minute and 5 seconds of the video is his ripped off Bitmoji that they forced him to stop using.
The tiles that don't line up at all.
Right, the cheap men's room tile background. The tiny clip art picture of Hope he found somewhere.
Which is a beagle, which Hope is clearly not.
Right. And he has all his old QR codes before Jack discovered the miracle that is Linktree.
And the fake Steam glove.
And the fake Steam glove. That is the episode. Again, this is a little bit different. We're glad that we can bring you such variety. Last episode was Meat Chili. That was pure Cronenberg. This episode, little wild, and we didn't actually discuss this. You think we come up with this stuff? We came up with this right now. The idea of soup lasagna or soup sandwich. We're coming up with that right now. Isn't that I believe that is a term of art that some people use. Good IT project managers when shit goes sideways. We are like, yep. We decided to do this, and it broke everything. The firmware we didn't upgrade was actually necessary, so it borked the whole fucking server. The images corrupted on the backup server, so we had to start all fucking over. What should have been a 5-minute backup plan has now stretched on for 2 days. Somebody would refer to that as a soup sandwich. That is what Jack has created here. Jack, as we bring it to you, ladies and gentlemen, the Julia Child's French onion soup recipe that Jack has turned into a soup sandwich. Literally.
Get you a slice of soup sandwich.
A soup lasagna. That is what we have for you, folks. We will try to get this up. This podcast episode will premiere at 2 p.m. on Saturday, so we hope, in place of our normal 2 p.m. live stream show, The Boys Club. Woo! Hey, we got it. Yay.
Yay.
Until that time, folks, this is...
Pink Chicken and the Lazy Man.
Thank you, folks.
Bye-bye.